there, and welcome to another episode of Up Close and Personal, where we get to know your favorite KOOL97FM personalities. I'm Yashika Graham, and on this episode, our special guest is DJ Dre. Of course, DJ Dre brings you your favorite tunes inside Mellow Mornings on Mondays and Wednesdays, and inside Singles Live on Thursdays. DJ Dre, welcome to Up Close and Personal.
Hello, darling.
Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right, so let's begin this way. Where did you grow up?
Spanish Town.
Okay.
Spanish Town.
The first capital.
Born, raised, grow,
original,
play, everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
All right. So you had a very early introduction to music. What kind of impact did that have on you growing up, and how did it affect you becoming a DJ?
Alright, yeah, it did have an impact on me because, my dad, he operated a sound system at the time called, well, before I was born, called Olympic Disco. And, you know, him and King Jammies and Derek Harriet, those guys used to par a lot.
Wow.
And, you know, at home, he usually string up a system and play, and then I have my dad's friend, he used to play all the time. And my dad's friend, he was actually the first person to put a pair of headphones on me. Because, you know, I was always at the house parties and I'm wondering, what is he listening to?
Yeah.
And then he made me, and I was like, that's not what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
You know, and then he explained everything. And, you know, it was pretty interesting from back then. So, yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been a DJ professionally?
Professionally, I'd say from about sixth form.
Okay.
In high school, I don't know how many years. That's the one.
You don't have to tell us.
Me, yeah.
It's okay.
Don't ask someone his age.
Fine. Yes. That's true.
But since I was in sixth form, playing for like school socials and barbecues and sweet 16 parties, things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so since then.
So what is your favorite thing about being a cool DJ in particular?
Oh wow. All music. All music.
What does that do for you?
Alright, because it's really my type of music. It's what I prefer. In terms of the era, not necessarily the particular genres, but just the era.
Yeah.
So it allows me now to experiment more, to research more, learn more, understand how it was back then in terms of the selections and how it's played and what people gravitate towards more. So being here at KOOL, it's really a learning experience for me.
And that's a good position to be in.
Yeah.
Okay. So being a DJ on air in studio, I imagine it's very different from playing out in a venue.
Yes.
What is that like for you? The difference?
The difference is like morning and night. You know, there's a lot more energy being at parties, at events. You have the crowd in front of you, so you can't really mess up. Because if you mess up, you probably get a buckle, or somebody come say 2 words to you, or something. But the energy that's there, you feed off the crowd's vibe, and you know they're pretty much controlling you.
Yeah. So
in studio now, it's very relaxed. You don't need to rush anything, and for me, as I said, as I mentioned before, it's really just learning.
Yeah.
So it's like theory and practical. You know what I mean? From school. So at events, that's the practical.
Yeah.
Do what you learn, and then you have the theory in studio where you just sit in and learn, and you're like, all right, cool.
Okay.
You know, so it's
this
very
is what
different.
I do.
It's very different.
All right. Is there a particular event that you've always wanted to play or dreamt of playing at?
Yes, a few actually.
Yeah.
So like, yesterday's Footloose. Really want to play at those events. Actually know the promoter, so I'll call it.
Oh, you've achieved some of these, right?
I wanted to play on Reasons. That's Crazy Chris's party, and I have. So that was quite an experience for me. Playing alongside Chris and Senior Daily. It was they're very intimidating. I got to tell you that, because they know their stuff.
Yeah.
And a young boy like me, what do I know? But I did well. I did well. I got great reviews. you know, I think I stepped up another level.
It's necessary to jump into those spaces so you get an opportunity to grow as well.
Absolutely.
So you're used to being in the space as the DJ, which is a very essential position, but you've also done other kinds of work in events, doing logistics.
How you know that?
Doing logistics. We know these things, you know. Doing logistics and everything. So what is that kind of work like for you? What do you enjoy about doing logistics for events, for example?
For me, the thrill of it comes from seeing an event being done. It's seeing it live, and then knowing that, you know, I'm responsible for that.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. I like that aspect of it. I like that the planning aspect of it keeps me on my feet. You know, anything can go wrong at any time.
Right.
You know, you have a time limit that you have to work with it, and you have to get things done.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love it. It's yeah.
I love the smile on your face. I can really tell. So your creativity and the whole heap of things you're involved in does not stop there, because we understand you're also a photographer.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I've seen some of your images, and something that strikes me about them is the rich color, the liveliness, the energy that's there. What would you say is your style of photography, and why do you enjoy this kind of work, capturing images?
All right, let me tell you a very short story of where that started. So really and truly, I just wanted a nice wallpaper for my computer, and I really couldn't find anything that stood out to me. So I had a phone with a good camera, and I just took some photos, and then, you know, university or YouTube, and it's like, do this, do that, do that. So that's where it started. But in terms of my style of photography, I do a lot of portraits. I do a lot of creative portraits, a lot of lifestyle portraits, but mainly creative portraits.
Yeah.
So for me, composition is very important. You know, you have the rules of lines and the rules of thirds and all of that. Angles, I love experimenting with angles. So yeah, creative portraits. Love it.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay, cool. Well, that brings us to the end of
That's
our
it?
Yes.
So quick.
Yeah. We'll talk another time.
Wow. Okay.
But we've learned so much on this episode with you, and I just want to thank you for talking to me today. Something that keeps coming up is just how multifaceted people are and the world is, and how our cool personalities are so multi-talented, and there's so much going on. So thanks again for bringing us into your world and your work.
Thank you for having me.
Right. And we do have to thank you, our wonderful listeners and viewers, for tuning in to another episode of Up Close and Personal. We've, of course, been talking to DJ Dre, and you can continue listening to him by tuning in to Mellow Mornings, Mondays and Wednesdays from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and on Thursdays for Singles Live from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight.
Yeah.
I'm Yashika Graham for Up Close and Personal. Catch you next time.